Tack Reynard soared away aboard the Onyx Cinder, and never was he seen again, for at Attin he did plunder. Welcome to Chummy Thumbs, everyone. We're back at it with our review and discussion on Star Wars Skeleton Crew Episode 6, titled Zero Friends Again. The story leans on the backstory of KB, shedding light on her augmentations and the strain that they've placed on her friendship with Fern. Following their escape from Jod after his betrayal, the group is divided on how to return to the Onyx Cinder. Tensions arise and our team splits up. Fern and Neil opt to scale the mountain while Wim and KB decide to follow a group of trash crabs, hoping that they might lead them to a solution. This decision leads Wim having to help KB as her Augs begin to malfunction due to corrosion, and after a tense moment, all comes good, only for them to meet a perilous encounter with a giant trash crab. Meanwhile, Fern and Neil, after their own climbing ordeal, successfully reach the Onyx Cinder and pilot it to rescue their friends, only to have it land in the path of a giant trash compactor machine. In a nerve-wracking climax, all of our main heroes take up the challenge and successfully free themselves from their fiery, crushing doom, activating the ship's never, ever touch this button function, shedding the outer hull and flying off in the hopes of making it back home. That was our little wrap-up of this episode. I want to throw it back to Shao to begin with, because last episode, if you remember, we all took a guess at who was going to say the episode title and what it was. Now, none of us got what the actual episode title was, but I think one of us might have guessed who actually said it. Now, who was that, Shao?
Well, that was, of course, me. I don't remember what I said the actual guess would be because I wrote it in the notebook that I don't have right now, but I don't think it was that far off.
No, you have your notebook there. You're just not saying it because it was terrible. It was such a bad guess.
I do have a notebook here, but it's a brand new one. But I don't remember. Yeah, I just remember. Yeah, it was like 80% correct. Yeah.
Cheers to you. Cheers to you.
Thank you, guys.
You got it.
So yeah, the first viewing go around that I watched for this episode, I didn't even hear it. I didn't hear it, and I'm like, is this the first time they didn't do it? And so I had to go back and then KB did say it when she was having a very heartwarming conversation with Wim. So yeah, zero friends again. So
it was thanks to you, Shao, because you fucked me on trivia last week. I watched this one with the subtitles, so that I didn't get any of the names wrong.
I did that for the second go around. I put the subtitles on.
Yeah. I like that. I really liked that choice to actually. I mean, it's good to create a little bit of conflict amongst characters. It's good for the drama and story and all that. But I like that they did that, and they had that moment with KB and Wim and with Neil and Fern, because we had talked in some of the earlier ones, like how, eventually that, because it's kind of like two different groups, and eventually they'll come together. And while they've been doing stuff together, this episode where they had those isolated moments, it really helped sort of drive those relationships.
Yeah.
So I wonder if the climax of that will be Fern and Wim having, because I don't think they've had any sort of like isolated moments of bonding together.
Not really bonding.
Yeah.
They had that one little brief one when they were in the
very brief, yeah. When I think
room.
Wim was trying to pump her tires a little bit and telling her that she's good captain and all that stuff. Back right when they discovered the coordinates, I think, or not close to when it was clawed off, or it was like scratched off.
Yeah, but it was all four of them still together. Like this, this episode, they were in pairs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like how out of the four, they have the dynamics of each one together. It still works quite well.
Yeah.
I think just outside looking in, at first you would, of course you have Neil and Wim, and you have Fern and KB, and then you have the two kind of captains, kind of Wim and Fern. But you would never really think that KB and Wim would have their own little thing, and Neil
No.
and Fern will have their own little moment too, which is kind of
Yeah.
nice. Like this, just
Yeah.
to see how their dynamic um, together would be. And it's yeah, this episode I thought was really, I liked it a lot. It's a really cute episode. A lot to do with growth and understanding and acceptance and stuff like that. Great themes for uh, kids to you know be involved with,
Hmm.
and so yeah, it's very. I like this one a lot.
Yeah, I like this one too. I love how just like practical Wim is. You know, KB's being honest and open with him when she can't be honest, or she feels like she can't be honest and open with Fern. And she tells him like, oh, Fern sometimes thinks like I can do these things that I just can't do. And he's just so practical about it. He's just like, well, why don't you just tell her? Well,
Yeah.
I can't. It's like, well, why not? Just tell her that. Um, anyways, I like how he's just honest, right? He's just like,
Yeah.
but you know what I liked about this episode, Shao? To throw it back a few episodes, you know what this show started with? Do you know what the show started with? Hayden knows, he's nodding.
Yeah. A bang.
A bang. Yeah.
You had to think that on
Yeah.
the spot. Yeah, I do know. Oh, bang, a bang.
Yeah. I guess because that was like when we ended off, we're like, well, what? Like, why would he pull that thing, and like, why wouldn't it just go to like spikes or like an acid pit or something? So it's kind of like when it started with the bang and they're just like kind of flying down the tube. I thought like, where is this going to go? That would equal getting decapitated or, levitated into spikes or, swallowed up by acid. And then I was like, oh, it just kind of dumps them into a junkyard.
Yeah.
But ultimately, there's the giant crab that would have killed whoever went down there. So there was a little bit of a threat having
Yeah, I
pulled the
understand.
chute. It wasn't like an immediate death like some of the other things, but obviously they can't do that because they need these kids to escape.
Yeah,
I thought it was clever. I really liked, and actually, sorry, just continue. One thing I really liked is in the Star Wars universe, it's so vast and they're constantly having to come up with new characters and villains. I don't know if you'd call the crab a villain or monsters, that type of thing. And I thought it was fun, like those little crab bot things.
Yeah.
And then how Wim just so easily, they're
They're
obviously
friendly.
they're obviously here to help us. Look, they're just repeating what we say. Yeah.
Friends,
They're our friends.
Follow,
Yeah.
follow.
Follow. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So I thought that was cute.
See, I was just thinking, I was like, the trapdoor thing. See, Captain Tack probably didn't just want a bunch of dead bodies in his treasure room. So he's like, I'm just going to excavate them out into the garbage and they can deal. If they try to come back up again, we'll get them when they come back up. So I see where he had trash compactors.
Yeah. And I guess
Not
too, if
compactors,
like there was dead bodies right there, then people would think, oh, there's a mountain of dead bodies there, that they're like something important must be there.
Yeah.
So yeah, just flush them. Just
Well,
flush
does it mean
'em.
technically? Well, so this is the thing that this is the kind of bull crap that I was thinking, is that it reminded me of the Chamber of Secrets for Harry Potter, because Chamber of Secrets is such a hard thing to get into. You have to speak parcel tongue and have the thing open, and then you go down this thing. But then when they left at the end of the movie, they had that freaking phoenix carry 4 people just through like a cave and they escaped. Like they left the cave or left the chamber. So I'm thinking, so technically there's another way of getting down there. You can just go down that, you know what I mean? So
Oh yeah.
so in this episode, my thought was, okay, well, if people survived that slide, could they not, maybe they can scale it back up. Yeah, when the trap door, probably you can't like open it, but there's probably, maybe you can blast your way through or something like that in Star Wars. So
Okay.
you know what I mean?
Have you ever
That's
tried?
the crap I'm thinking.
Yeah. But was there a little drop off at the end? I guess you could hop up, but I feel like that would be a long way to scale. But I mean, guess
Oh, probably.
technically you could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah,
have
maybe-
tech or whatever. They can, I don't know.
Maybe
This
at
is
one
this kind of
point.
stuff
Yeah,
that
you're
I'm
right.
sure-
This is bullshit.
this is the kind of stuff
terrible.
I'm
You're
sure they
right.
don't want us to talk about.
I hate the episode. Like it just,
Ju-
you just
maybe
ruined it.
maybe at one point it was covered with water, but they siphoned all the water to fill the hot spas, so now there's no more water.
Okay. I'll accept that.
Well, I mean, if we're just adding to the bad ideas, I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
Practically thinking, instead of just going with it, why couldn't they do this, or this? Because clearly, Jod comes out.
Jod.
Yeah, Mr. Sexy. I was seeing
There
if
it
you would
is.
correct me.
Yeah.
He
No,
comes out
'cause
of
I-
a trapdoor upwards.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I guess he didn't have to fall down a thing, but he went up out of a door.
It's funny because last episode we were talking about Shao. I think you asked her like, "Is it Jod? Is it Jod?" And Hayden's like, "Oh, it's Star Wars. It can be either or." And I would think I was saying Jod. And so when they said it today and they said Jod, I was like, "How am I going to remember this?" Because I already have it in my head. It's Jod. And then I was like, you know what? We call him Mr. Sexy, and he's got that sexy jawline, so he's Jod. Jaw. What are you laughing at, Shao?
was just like-
Jod.
Well, it's like, how are you gonna remember? Like, it's just the way it's spelled. Like
Isn't it spelled
Jod
J-O-D?
is more Jod than Jode.
It's like God, but with a J. In Jod we
Ooh.
trust.
Very good.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
very good. Yeah, but I like your way too. That's a good way of remembering it.
Well, they picked a man with a nice jawline anyway, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, what do we think
what did
about
you get-
his re-emergence from the treasure room?
Oh, just covered in treasure, just like drenched
dripping.
in treasure. I also love how SM33 was covered in treasure too. Well, yeah,
That was
covered
a
in
laugh out loud
yard.
moment for me.
That was a good one.
33 attack. I Captain.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of thought when that happened, first of all, I loved the entrance, and it is very Jack Sparrowy, where it's kind of like, oh, you're busted, but he's still,
Prepare my ship.
just always trying to get his way out of it. Like, hey, it's fine. There's so much loot down there. Like, it's all good. But SM33, like, this guy's supposed to be the protector of the captain. And this
Mm.
guy's always going down. He's got an off switch that's, highlighted and glowing that says flick for off. And he takes one shot and he's disabled. I mean, it seems like this guy would be like the worst bodyguard to have, in my opinion.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
he's just,
Granted, though, we don't know how old he is, so maybe like the set phases to stun thing wasn't around when he was built.
Maybe he did protect and save the kids once.
yeah, he had the shield and stuff.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
We did see a little bit of his skills, I guess, his fighting skills. But yeah, you don't really see much of it after.
No.
You getting deactivated.
It was such a short episode. I felt like it did a really good job of, a lot of the stuff that we kind of predicted actually happened. Like we thought, that maybe Kim would save him, that KB would have the coordinates saved, which she did. While Kim didn't make an appearance to take them there, they were able to get their ship back. we had talked about, you know, a couple of them have flown it before, so if they got to the ship first, they could go. And we talked about, you know, him persuading the other pirates because he wants to be the captain and he wants his ship back for their to be on their ship to go back. So I think sort of a lot of the way we thought that it was going to go has sort of been going that I feel like we hit on a lot of stuff in this episode. Well, Kim didn't make an appearance. The X-Wings were there, and I kind of thought after the episode ended, I was like, whatever happened to the X-Wings? Did we see them get shot down because they were there chasing the pirates, but then they were gone? I still think we'll see Kim. I still think she's not done. But what I loved most about this episode was Jod's monologue on the pirate ship. Just like, you know, he's silent the whole time, he's sentenced, and then even another pirate brings up the right to whatever, I forget. Hopefully that's not a trivia question. For
Maybe
equal
it
time.
is.
Equal time.
Yeah, equal time.
And then even when he gets it and they flip it, he doesn't talk right away, notice? And before he even pleads his case, he like creates this scenario. You know, like, or where he says, I'm hungry. You know, and he's telling it through a story. And I thought it was very captivating in the way he built it and all that. And I was like, oh, it was so nice to see that type of monologue in a show like this. I felt like it was very, very well written, very well performed. Yeah, and I don't know if something the show needed. Because it kind of got you back. I don't know, like, he's still an asshole, don't get me wrong, for betraying the kids. You'll have to come around, but I loved everything about that monologue. And he kind of won me back over a little bit.
Yeah, I like how he literally used up every second that he had. You know, he
Yeah,
really
he's like,
played
it's
it out. He
not
wasn't
over.
panicking. He almost seemed like he knew what he was gonna say.
Yeah.
He knew his plan. He had like a game plan kind of laid out, and he like I said, he literally used every moment he had to for equal time, the pirate code, to plead his case. Yeah.
Even
And
that line.
a little thing that, by the way, I'm not sure if this is you know, take it for what it's worth, but I don't know if Kim will come back just because she's credited for one episode only.
Shao, why you can't do shit like that when we're talking. Dude,
They
This
don't
is
know
not-
who's.
dude.
They don't have any of the info for the next two episodes either.
Well, no,
so-
because some other actors are credited for 8 episodes, you know, and some other characters are credited for more, like 4 or 5 episodes.
Shao, I hate you.
Kim is only one, so who knows? Maybe she will come back, but as of right now, it doesn't look like it. I'm just saying.
Maybe it's a surprise.
Maybe, perhaps.
Surprise. Anyway, I want to continue on what Justin was saying before Shao went and crapped on our parade.
Yeah, wait, that's not the first time he's crapped on a parade with some. I just want to point out something.
Throwing out some
The
facts
writer
at
and
you.
director
Some
actually
facts.
said that you're idiots. So,
Everything you've predicted is wrong.
Specifically,
yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I agree, Justin, with you. It was a really clever way to give. Actually, this episode gave really good backstory to KB without directly throwing it in your face. And Jod's Mr. Sexy's backstory was very well delivered through his monologue. He's
it's
not.
Jod, by the way.
Jod, yeah.
I did
not
it twice. I even did the jaw stroking, and I still got it wrong.
Jod. Yeah. Yeah.
The
Jod.
How do you spell jaw? Jod. Because he gives that. I'm hungry. I've always been hungry, and I've always been looking for scraps. So you go, okay. So his character has grown up, maybe a street kid or whatever, not with much. If he was a youngling and he was been flying around the galaxy, You know, it was really well done, really good, great way of sprinkling in his backstory without it being like too on the nose. I did also want to bring up the fact that I don't know if either of you noticed, but when he was sitting there awaiting his sentence, the only person that looked like was on his side was a female pirate.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Oh, I wonder if Mr. Sexy has been, quite friendly with this specific pirate at some point for them to be the one to be like, oh, no, he deserves the pirate's code, the right to appeal."
Yeah.
But it was a female, so proving my point of Mr. Sexy being the correct name for him.
Okay.
Mr. Sexy gets around. You know what else I liked? I liked it in the monologue too, and is kind of subtle. But where he goes, we can all admit that Brutus makes a good first mate, implying like, hey, I'm the captain of this thing. And, he's winning them over, and even, he's willing to not be the captain until he proves, what he's saying is true. But yeah, I like that little comment in there. Just a little dig right in front of the captain.
Yeah.
Arr.
I also wanted to. This is jumping back to KB and Wim's moments together, and it also goes even further back to predicting who was going to say the episode title, because I was almost in a parallel universe correct with my one as well, because hear me out, because I said
parallel universe. Justin got it right too.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, you want to hear why? Because I said Wim was going to say the Jedi will save us. What does KB say to Wim when he saves her?
Calls him a Jedi. I get it.
He says, "Thank you,
Yeah,
Jedi."
see? So I was right.
First of all, wrong person.
What
wrong
are you talking
person.
about?
Completely wrong person. It's not even the right person. And then two, it's just like, yeah, just because he
I didn't say it was the right person. I said alternate universe. It was almost the same because she called him a Jedi and he said a Jedi would save us. In my theory.
Justin, you remember what you said? What was your prediction?
Shao, do you think it's fair if the next time he's not hosting trivia, he just starts with -10 for that fucking bullshit comment?
I found the loophole to where I was right. Hey, I was technically closer with the title than Shao's actual guess, whatever that was.
Well, we don't know. It's in a lost notebook, Hayden.
It was.
We can just listen back to the last episode. It was like something period something period something.
Yeah,
that's
period.
right. Yeah. According to Shao, he was 80% right. So
you got the character right, and that's all.
I was right.
That's right. That's right. Man, I don't know. Okay, there's a little funny moment that happened at the end that I thought was I don't know, really I thought it was funny. I don't know if you guys noticed it or any of you listening noticed it. But before I get to that, there was one thing that kind of bugged me about this episode. Just one. And it wasn't even like a big bug. I just went like, well, because, when you're not supposed to push the absolutely very much do not push this button, don't do it, whatever you do at all costs, don't push this button. And then, there's that moment where they're getting like eaten up by the trash compactor and, they can't grip it. They're overheating. They've used all the power they could. They can't escape. Left with no options. Fern decides she's going to do it. And it was just like, it just lost its shell. And it's just a ship inside. Like what?
Yeah,
well, then why?
Like,
yeah, like why can you not absolutely whatever you do not push that button then? Like, you know what I mean?
I see. Yeah, I see what you mean.
What was like?
They made it sound like it's like a self-destruct button where like things will get blown up and destroyed and only use like almost like a what do you call it, ejector button.
That's what I thought. I thought it was gonna like the back end was gonna explode and they were gonna launch out or something, and then then they're escaped, but maybe they can't fly or go to hyperspace. But it was just like this super cool, much sleeker looking spaceship underneath this fucking ugly shell. It's like, well, I was like, I don't get why they couldn't push that.
Yeah,
I
I see what you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah, I thought the same too. You know,
Hayden's got a theory.
yeah,
I don't
Hayden's
have a
got a
theory.
really big thought.
I've
Big thought.
always got a really good thought. I picked something up on the episode recap before it started that I totally missed in the last episode, which explains what the whole do not touch button was. Because in the hologram of Captain Tack, he actually says, I've got the ship clad in armor and it's ready to go. So he actually mentions already that the ship is covered in an armor. And I totally didn't even when I watched it. But yeah, it also begs the question of why. Like, obviously he armored it up to, go into battle, but crashed it on At Attin.
Well, that
But,
makes more sense then. Okay, I'm happy you picked up on that. I feel better about that because basically,
Yeah.
you don't want to lose your protection. So now they've just lost the armor. So they're a little bit more at risk, but it's not like they're going into battle. They're just going back to At Attin. So, oh God, thanks, Hayden. You saved the episode for me. Oh,
yay!
Well
yay.
done.
Yay!
But
Very good.
on since we're on that, I don't know if you guys noticed this. I thought it was quite funny. When the ship at the end is flying away, did you guys notice anything about it? It was very subtle.
About the ship or about.
Yeah, like as it's flying away and it's kind of in the distance at this point, but it made me chuckle because it was very clever if it was in the writing or if the whoever is doing the special effects added it, but it doesn't fly straight. It's kind of like a bit jerky, like as if it's being driven by a
By
child.
kids.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Like as it's about to leave the atmosphere, it's kind of like jerking around a little bit, and I thought, oh,
Yeah, very
that's
stable.
fun. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
those little tiny little details. Most people probably miss it, but the people that do see it, I think you'd appreciate it. I know I sure did. I thought it was a nice little touch.
I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
watch a third time to see that.
It's at the very end. You could
Yeah.
just literally
Just
go to the end.
scrub to the end.
Yeah.
Boop. Hey, there it is. Right on.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna throw it back out. Does anyone have any bold predictions for the final two episodes? We've got one more episode. Do we think we're getting to At Attin next episode, or we think it's going to happen in the final episode?
No, I think they get there next episode. I mean, they're both on their ships. That's the destination. I can't see any reason why they would need to go anywhere else. They're gone. They're out of the atmosphere, coordinates punched in, light speed, like hyperspace, you're there. I know I made the bold prediction a number of times that I always thought it was something more than like treasure. And even when it was revealed in the last episode that it's the mint for the older public credit, I was annoyed by that. And we talked about maybe it's a red herring, but after watching this episode and it's clearly a pirate show, I could see it that actually ends up being what it is. I hope not. I really, really hope not. I hope there's more to it. I think maybe there's more substance and maybe they can do more down the road if it's something more than that. But I felt like this episode, I became a little bit more accepting to the fact that if it is in fact just that, I might be able to swallow it. I still hope it's not, but
Well, I thought a little bit more about that too, just because if they were and the pirates are able to control minting and printing currency, they can pretty much control, the trades for almost the entire galaxy. They can I kind of say like if they stop printing it, the value will go up. If they need more, they can print more. Like it, I think it's just, yeah, you're exactly right. It is a pirate show, and pirate booty is always just what they're after, and it's just gold, the physical currency or physical treasure or physical gold. And I think that being said, it does. I'm with you in where I kind of thought it would be something else. I thought it would be at first it was a red herring, and everyone thinks it's this physical thing where it's maybe when we talked about it could be knowledge, it could be like I don't know what it is. That kind of intrigued me a little bit more. But based on where we're at now with 2 episodes, of course I would imagine there's another season. I don't think there's anything. I mean, I don't think they can resolve everything in 2 episodes. You know what I mean? Like even if they get there, there's gonna have to be some sort of I don't know if I don't feel like there's going to be a big battle, but I feel like there's so much left of At Attin that we don't really know about in terms of the supervisor stuff, the headless statues, or just a lot of little things scattered throughout the first 6 episodes that it won't get. I don't think unless the last episode's like an hour long or whatever, right? I don't think it will be kind of all explained. I do keep thinking about why Captain Renaud was blurred. Not blurred, but you don't see his face. So it kind of goes back to the point where I said, again, it's either someone they haven't introduced yet or someone or something that we've already seen. And so I kind of had the idea that maybe when Captain Renaud crashed into At Attin, that he may have survived, and then he started the whole kind of how do you put it? He kind of started the whole civilization in a way, and the reason why you don't see his face is that maybe he's the same race as Neil. Like he maybe he's the same elephant trunky sort of thing as Neil, which then can kind of complicate some things as well within the dynamic, which could be a little bit interesting. But I'm still going in the theory where the reason why they don't show his face is because it's something we will recognize. Maybe not as character we'll recognize, but something we'll recognize, which in my head it kind of would make an interesting plot point if it was uh whatever Neil is.
Yeah, I could see that. There's got to be a reason they're hiding his face. See, I do think there will be a battle. I do think there will be a
I hope
battle
so.
in At Attin.
I hope so.
Um, yeah, there's
Do they?
something else I was going to
Sorry,
say on one
before
of the points you made, but I'll have to. It'll come to me.
I was gonna say, do they can't just go back in, right? They have to be let in
Well,
terms of
it'll
barrier,
auto.
like
I think it autopilots because remember when they went to At Akron, as soon as they broke through, they started getting autopiloted somewhere. So
oh right, right.
if they're all set up the same, that's most likely what's going to happen. Um, oh, that's what I was going to say. I remembered because the reason why I still think it's got to be more than treasure is because there's been such a fascination from Wim about the Jedi. So like they keep playing into it, playing into it. He's been called a Jedi now. He's obsessed with Jedis. Even in the first episode, when everybody wanted to be analyzers, pardon me, analyzers, he wanted to be a Jedi. You know,
Yeah.
and so but maybe I'm starting to think maybe the eternal treasure isn't linked to the Jedi, but I think we're gonna find something out. There's gonna be some. I think there's gonna be some big reveal, whether that is that Jod maybe was a youngling and was training to be a Jedi, or like I feel like there has to be something, unless they're just using you know the talk of Jedi and the history of Jedi and all that as a way to keep this sort of Star Wars feel in it. I don't think they necessarily need to do that. I mean, if they wanted to do that like in the beginning, sure, but the fact that it keeps coming up like every episode, I feel like there's been something about Jedi, even if it's just been subtle. Even
Yeah.
the fact that Jod has a lightsaber now, right?
Mm-hmm.
He Wim was called a Jedi in this one. They thought Jod was a Jedi at the beginning, so I feel like that's why I'm still like I'm still kind of hung up on. There's got to be something about the Jedi that we
That
don't
makes
know
sense.
yet, and its relevance to this particular show.
That does make sense. And something that kind of annoyed me a little bit was that we didn't even see the saber in this episode. Like I thought with the last shot of him being, grabbing it with a sound, he might end up using it, or we'll see it again or something like that. And
I think we will,
because
but
yeah, we
if he's
will. But I just thought for this episode specifically, just because that was like a pretty big
but
like
here's
wow
the thing.
moment.
The guy,
I think. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say the guy when they captured Mr. Sexy, so I don't get his name wrong. He took the lightsaber off of him and he's like, and then he like that was it. So you do see it, but it didn't get to
Just see
use it.
Sure. Yeah. That being said, we've made some predictions already, but before we move on to the next section, I do want to repeat and ask you guys again about the next episode.
But hold up, before we do that,
Yeah.
Hayden has been patiently sitting there waiting to give us and you guys listening his theory.
Oh yeah, here we go.
One that I formulated today was that maybe Wim and Fern are brother and sister.
Oh, we're doing another Luke and Leia thing. Interesting.
Not necessarily, no, just because their parents are the only two that have really interacted on screen together and they clearly know one another. So I'm
So
wondering.
like half brother,
Yeah.
half sister.
Half brother, half sister. That was just a theory. I don't know if that's it. If the sibling thing is being done to death, literally in Star Wars, but I was just like, I wonder if that's because they're both leaders in a way, but they're very opposite of. So it would make some sense. I'm not holding my breath for it, and I'm not hoping for it. I just thought, oh, maybe that's something.
I think if they kiss in the next episode, then yeah, they'll be brother and sister.
Yeah.
That's like seals it, It's like
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, if
Oh,
anything,
God, I
now
hope not.
after this,
I hope they aren't.
no.
But you know what? We didn't see anything from At Attin in this episode.
Yeah, which is why I'm
Not
like,
even a snippet.
oh, I hope they don't do a whole like episode 7 of what's going on At Attin.
I think they're going to arrive. I think
Yeah,
they're going to arrive at Attin. I wonder if it's going to happen before or after they see the supervisor. Not the pirates and the kids, but Fern's mom and Wim's dad. Because they put in an official request, whatever that means, right?
Yeah.
Right.
To speak with them.
I don't
Right.
even know who's going to get there first because the pirates are already off planet. They're already off La Lupa, but they're just sitting in space.
Right.
So who's going to get there first? Are the kids going to be in a hyperspace race with the pirates, or are they going to get there first and warn everyone, or are the pirates going to get there first and the kids are going to show up to a siege going on?
That's an interesting point, because what would be more exciting? Like, okay, let's play this out. Kids get there first. They're obviously going to land. Parents are going to be so thankful and freaking out, and they're going to be like, there's pirates coming here. There's a gang of
One of
pirates
them.
coming here.
Yeah.
They're coming for the mint, the Old Republic mint, that gives the people of At Attin time to set up and defend. But I think it would be much more dramatic if the pirates get there first and that all that starts happening, and then the kids get there, because then the parents aren't going to know still where their kids are. I think there's a lot more. If you had to pick the pirates get there first or the kids, what would you pick?
Pirates.
Let's make a prediction.
I predict pirates because I think
Pirates
pirates have
too.
what you just said. What you just
Yeah.
touched on is there's way more possibility for more drama and more conflict and more action if the pirates get there first. Because, yeah, if they get there and they're panicking, warning the adults that yeah they can prepare, you know.
Mhm.
And then the
And
other
then they're
way
with their
around,
parents right away. They're not.
yeah,
It's not that like while this chaos is going on, they're trying to find like there's another layer of it.
exactly, exactly. And I think with the pirates going there first and the kids arriving second, that gives the kids more of an opportunity to be more hero, like to be heroes.
Yeah.
Um, just based on how I feel it would go, you know. Um, but yeah, that's my prediction. What about you, Hayden?
I think the same, but I'm also wondering if maybe they will stop by at Akron and pick up like Hana and her tribe.
Oh, Strix?
Yeah, if they in fact have a way to get off planet. I don't know if they have spacecraft, but I was like, oh, I wonder if they'll come back or if that was literally just a one-off episode to kind of grow Neil's courage sort of thing.
I also don't know if they would want. I mean, I'm only thinking. I don't know if it's for the best interest of. I don't know.
I
I
know
was
what you
just
mean.
thinking, do they want more people to know that location of At Attin, especially when Akron is run down and stuff like that? Maybe
I was
they'll
gonna say, yeah,
think, oh, let's take over this place. You know what I mean?
it's way nicer here. I
Exactly.
think maybe I like that the idea though of maybe reaching out to somebody first, but I think it would be Kim because
Mm.
she's got the X-wing fighters, and they were even acknowledged. Oh, those are the X-wings. Those were when we were with Kim, and so I think if it was to be anybody, I think it would be more Kim.
Because they'd be like, send the X-Wings to our planet.
Exactly. Send soldiers.
Yeah, we might. Yeah, we'll probably we potentially could see some characters we've already seen earlier. We could maybe see Pocket again. We could maybe see that.
Oh wait, Kim's only in one episode. Fuck Shao.
Well, we don't know yet. We don't know.
Hey, if anything, we could see Mando as well because technically he is in the Bounty Hunters Guild. Who he would have got the bounty put out to try and find the kids. So he might show up just as a brief cameo if they really wanted to, but I don't think they will because I don't think they need something like that to boost up this show.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think it might even not upset fans, but I think they've done such a good job kind of separating this storyline from the rest.
The rest, yeah.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people praise praise this show for that reason. And so if they bring something like that back in, I think it will have, if it's a big battle and he shows up and there's some cool action, maybe some people would be like, oh yeah, it's sick. But then I would like to see if they can avoid that if possible.
It'll just be his ship flying across the screen and he won't actually land. He'll just keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just drop a bomb.
Help us.
Boom.
Yeah. It's one of those planes with those like giant messages in the back. It's just like good luck or something.
You know what? I got it. This is what they're gonna do. They're gonna totally rip off the finale of Mandalorian season 2. We're gonna see X-wing show up. We're gonna think it's from Kim, and it's gonna be fucking Luke Skywalker.
It's just gonna be
Wow.
like, I sensed
This-
a disturbance in the Force, and I thought I would show up.
Yeah.
Not at all
Yeah.
to the level of Grogu, but it's just like some pirate has the Force. I wanted to check him out.
Yeah.
I have thought about before, just because there's so many references to different movies. I mean, this episode there's a handful as well. There's nice little. I feel like the last part was more like a Toy Story 3, was it? When the ship was being about to get incinerated. Toy Story 3 had the same kind of moment as well. I think it was the third one. But I was also thinking if they will somehow incorporate a little bit of more Pirates of the Caribbean storylines, because I'm trying to think of how even the first one ended, but they still pull a lot from that movie. in episodes. So
Oh,
I wonder
totally.
if they will do anything with that. I mean, the whole. I mean, it's hard when you have to do pirate theme stuff, and then they pretty much have the same thing with the parlay and the pirate code.
Yeah.
That moment as well. So I was wondering if they were gonna steal, not steal, but borrow some of the ending and stuff like that from that movie. But I can't really think of how it would go, to be honest. Do you guys have any prediction as to who will say the next episode's line?
Oh.
It's
Yeah.
not going to be KB. So
I know Hayden's guess. He's sticking with Fern. He's gonna ride it out.
he's gonna ride it
until-
all the
No,
way.
I was gonna say Wim, but I don't know what he's gonna say.
I think Wim is probably a good guess, but
See, I'm going back, man. I'm going back to Wim's
his
dad.
dad? Yeah.
Yeah. Just a no character person. Just give it to him.
What is he gonna
No,
say?
you know what?
I am the supervisor.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, is that the title?
He's like undercover boss or whatever. He's just been sitting in the cubicles with all of his minions this whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna go with Brutus.
That's a good one too. I thought about him.
I'm going with Brutus. I'm gonna stick with Brutus. I doubled up on Wim's dad, and now I'm doubling up on Broody. I'm thinking of what the line will be while you guys tell me
Okay.
who you think
So
it.
let me
you're-
just start this down. So Justin has Brutus.
Brutus.
You said you're going. Did you decide? Is it finalized? Hayden?
Mine? Yeah, I'm gonna go with Wim. I'm gonna go give him. He's either gonna be this one or he's gonna be the last episode. It's his story. Like he was this. Like he's the first character we see. He's got to have one of the ending last 2 episodes. One of them.
So the first one and the last one. I'm gonna take Wim on the last one. Shall go ahead and drop me down for that. I'm just
Get in now.
sneaking in now. That's right. Who do you think, Shao?
There hasn't been any repeats, right? Correct. There hasn't been any same character saying the same thing
Nope.
twice. Because I was gonna say Fern, but then hasn't she already said something?
You just
Has
give
she
me
not? I
shit
can't
for
remember.
gonna stick with Fern, and now you're taking Fern.
That'd be so good if it's. I'm doing Fern. just hoping that. Yeah. Okay, I'm doing Fern, and the episode title will be, "Guys, we're home."
I'm pretty sure that was close to what your last guess was.
I'm pretty sure that
We
that
are
sounds
home
like-
or whatever it
I'm
was.
writing that.
Mine for Brutus is gonna be. Today's not your day.
Nice.
I don't
That's a good one. Okay, and what will Wim say?
Wim will say,
Just
maybe
be
I am a
honest.
Jedi.
Maybe I am a Jedi. Okay. In an alternate universe, I'm sure that's what it is.
Yeah, 100% it is.
But in this one,
Jedi. But in this one's
Thinking.
totally. Okay. All right, we have our guesses locked in.
Nice. Make your
Excited.
guesses at home. Share them with us. Let's see who can get this thing.
Yeah.
all right, theories aside, who's ready for some totally wizard trivia?
Me.
I am.
Sweet. I thought that Justin was muted because he was like mouthing words. I'm like, oh crap, Justin, I can't hear you, mate. But
You know,
okay,
I was
let's
trying
go.
to mimic. I was just trying to mouth what you were gonna say. I was hoping
Yeah.
you were gonna call it totally wizard trivia.
I thought you were
It's-
gonna do like totally Quizzard or something. We just play on stuff with wizard, quiz, trivia. There's something there, but whatever. I
Oh,
don't care.
this ain't a no alternative universe version, so
Yeah,
Let's
Shao.
stick
Let's
with-
keep it.
Yeah,
let's
yeah, yeah.
keep it.
Justin
let's keep
coined
it on
it.
pod. Keep it on
episode
pod.
1. So it's going with
Here we go.
episode 1 version. Okay, so I have 13 questions here. Some of them are episode based, some of them are true falses. You know, just
You make
Ding
me
in.
nervous. Yeah.
ding. There's only one of those, and you should get it. It's just a matter of who's the quickest dinger.
Okay.
Well.
Who can ding the quickest? All right,
Got my buzzer ready.
got your dingers ready? Ding, 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 ding,
Yep.
ding. Question number 1. Play along with us at home. What are the team split-ups?
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, I think Justin had it by a hair.
It's Wim and KB, Neil and Fern.
Correct. Bing, bing, bing. 1-0.
Ooh, I got a fireworks show. Nice.
Question number 2. What's the final line of the pirate shanty?
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, fuck.
Justin.
It is for At Attin he did plunder.
Correct. And I give you a bonus point, half point for singing it.
Oh, nice.
Very good.
Question number 3. What does KB say to Wim after he helps her survive?
Ding, 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 ding.
Fuck.
Justin.
Thank you, Jedi.
Correct.
These are literally all things we've like talked about already.
Yeah. There were so many of them. I was like, oh man, this is in the trivia. I better not. Poker face, poker
It's a
face.
short episode, so it's hard
Yeah,
not
that's what I
to.
was saying before, too.
Come on, Shao. He's running away with it. Question number 4. What does Wim declare when the Onyx Cinder sheds its outer hull to reveal a new ship?
Oh, I don't know this one.
Ooh.
The second half of this episode, I don't really know that much.
What does he declare?
Then what does he yell out? Is the last line of dialogue for the entire episode.
Yeah.
Now, if you think back to
ding, 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 ding.
Justin,
He yells out, "Claimsies on the new ship."
correct.
Yeah. Nice.
I didn't catch it the first viewing, and I was like, what did he say? But yes, claims he's on the new ship. Okay, here's how well your eyes were watching what you were watching. Question number 5. How many tunnels
Ding, 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 ding.
exit? Okay, okay.
Ding, ding, ding.
Justin.
5. And they came out
Incorrect.
the middle one.
Incorrect for the question. Because you dinged
shit.
in
I
early.
heard- Yeah.
Shao gets the whole question.
Dang it.
How many tunnels exit the treasure room that the kids actually slide out of?
Oh, I should have waited for that.
Sorry, what was the I couldn't.
How many tunnels exit the treasure room that the kids actually slide out of? So Justin's correct in that there are 5 tunnels, but the kids only slide out of a certain number of them.
I'm have to just wildly guess 2.
So close. 3.
Damn it.
2 of them come out of one, and the 2 others, they split off and come out the other 2. So that's a Nobi. All right, a Nobi? I don't even know what that means. Nobi.
Nobi one Kenobi.
Sometimes I premature ding. It's a thing, guys. It
It's a
happens,
thing.
okay?
Mm.
Just
okay.
everybody
Only
relax.
chance. Here we go.
Question number 6. What does Fern say to the group to do to KB when she's unresponsive the first time? We need to reset her.
Ding, 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 ding.
Justin.
They need to reset her occipital link.
Correct.
I have literally all these written down too.
Hey, at
Except
least,
the
you know,
slide.
like last week, Justin had it written down and still got it wrong.
Yeah. If we're not going backwards, Hayden, we don't live in the past, okay?
And you're on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 points. Shao, you have to get everyone. Actually, no, Justin can get them all right, and Shao, you get question 13 right and win. That's how we played this game.
Yeah, this game's always like that.
Okay, question number 7. True or false? Are the trash crabs deceiving little bastards?
Ding, ding, ding. True.
Shao got that one.
Did he ding first?
He dinged first.
Oh, okay. I must have a lag.
Shao, your
They
answer?
are. I will go with true. The
They're
fucking
correct.
Disney
They're
fucking
true.
repeat fucking the last thing they say, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Woo! And it's not a shutout. Here we go. All right.
Yes. No, shut up.
Question number 8. What is the death that awaits Jod?
Ding, 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 ding,
If
ding,
he
ding.
Justin? Maybe
Death
premature.
by airlock.
Oh, okay. It paid off for you this time. Correct.
Yeah.
I was like, you pre-dinged.
Whoa,
Pre-dinged.
Keep it PG, Hayden.
Excuse me, you've already dropped a billion F-bombs on this episode.
I feel like there was no way. I waited long enough. I was like, I don't think this can be taken
Yeah.
any other.
Okay, question number 9. What's the pirate code that he invokes to
Ding, ding,
delay
ding,
his
ding,
death
ding, ding.
sentence?
Ding, ding, ding. Equal time.
That's half correct.
Oh, I'll take half point. Shao, I
Shao?
left it open for you.
Wait, that's a half point? I literally have the right to last appeal equals equal time pirate code.
There you go. That's the full correctness. The right of last appeal is the main thing. So that's a half for Justin and a full for Shao because he got the whole thing correct. Alrighty, question number 10. This one is either going to be really easy or really difficult. What's the name of the pirate who wants to open the glowweed plantation?
Ding, 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 ding.
Justin.
Glurb.
Correct.
I don't even remember this part. Well, who's Glurb?
He says Jod when he's doing his monologue and he's saying to people like, do you remember, like, you want to do this? He says Glurb. Do you remember how you wanted to open your glowweed plantation?
Oh.
Bonus
Okay.
point. Can you tell me the
one.
other pirate who he mentions by name?
Ding ding.
Shao.
The female pirate Kona.
Correct.
Sneaking in there for the little boner point, Shao. I like it.
A bony point.
All right. Question number 11. What is a microfuse?
Ding ding ding.
Shao.
It's a thing that's in KB that got burnt up that Wim had to replace.
Correct. All right. Question number 12. What does Neil say they're getting really good at doing?
What does Neil say that they're really good at doing?
Yeah, they're getting really good at doing this.
Oh, good question.
Do you want a scenario? What do you
I was gonna say, I feel like it. Okay, I just gotta. I don't want to talk it out too much in front of Shao, but I'm gonna say ding, 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 because they're always surviving, they're always escaping. So I'm gonna say like they're getting really good at getting away, or
I was literally gonna say
like
escaping, but
surviving, escaping. Yeah, like I don't remember what
Incorrect.
he said, but it's got to be something along those lines.
or just something to
So-
do with flying the ship. No.
Close. It's when, okay, so they're all on the little trash
Onyx Cinder.
ships that are taking
Oh,
the
yeah.
Onyx Cinder, and they fall off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he gets up and he says, "We're getting really good at." I just gave you the answer in my description. Then we're really good at
Yeah.
falling. We're getting really
Falling.
good at falling.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Nice.
question 13. Whoever gets this wins.
For all the marbles. Okay,
For
perfect.
all the balls right here.
All
Oh,
the
boy.
balls.
Eight.
All that hard work put into it.
All right, question number 13. No dinging until I've read the entire question. Who
Oh, that
directed
might
this
be hard.
episode?
Ding 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 ding.
Shao.
Bryce. Dallas Howard.
Yes, correct. Ding, 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 ding,
Any
ding.
bonus?
Okay, bonus point, bonus point. Who is her famous father?
Oh, I just said it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even hear it. What was
Ding,
he
ding,
famous
ding,
for?
Ron.
That's what I get for talking as you're reading the question.
I was going to say, I was like, oh, he started talking when I was going to give the answer. But yes, correct. And Shao, Zach, no. You've broken Justin's streak of 1 win. And
Okay,
smack on
the
you.
whole if you get the last question you win thing is actually just bullshit and was
I
made up.
think you made it up, though. Because I've never won a last question.
I thought one of your questions would be, which I didn't know. I thought about it after because I know that the crab, the giant trash crab, was what's it called? Stop motion animation or whatever you call it.
Oh, was
Right.
it? I didn't even realize.
And- Oh, it's the same guy who did the Rancor.
Oh. Nice.
So I thought that would have been a thing because, and I didn't know the guy's name, and so I thought that would have been one of the questions, but
I had one I thought would be a question too, and I really thought it when in the earlier episode, Hayden, when we were talking, and you're like, "Oh, the whatever you do, do not push button." I was like, "Ooh, he didn't call it what it's actually called, so maybe it's a trivia question." So whenever I talked about it, I was like, "I'm not gonna say it in case Shao doesn't know because I don't want to leak the answer."
Well, what is it actually called?
It's the emergency hall demolition sequencer.
Okay, that's a good, that would be a good one. I
I
don't
was
know.
like, that's a good question. I just get in the habit of, because when I watch an episode and when I'm, leading it, I write down what I would think would be good questions. So I'm just in that
Yeah.
habit now. Whenever I watch, I take notes on what I think or whatever, but I'll also be like, ooh, that would make a good trivia question. I'll write that down just in case.
Yeah, same. Yeah, well done.
Well
Some
done.
of them are hard.
All
How
right.
did you do at home?
How did you do it?
Did you get the last question right? Because if you did, you're a winner.
You would have got all of them wrong except the last one, and you would have been fine. Anyway, thanks again, folks, for tuning in to another episode of Chummy Thumbs. We've only got 2 more episodes of Skeleton Crew left, and I am very excited with the theories that we've come up with and the theories that have been true and the ones that have been nowhere near true. But whatever's coming next is going to be a good one. If you would like to follow along with the discussion, we're on all your major social medias, and we'd love to chat with you. We'd love to hear your theories as well on what's going to unfold for the last 2 episodes. That's all I got from me. So until next time, keep on thumbing. Clink. Clink.
Congratulations, Shao.